Hey you, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to be making a crochet Oreo bag. These are the items that we need. These are bag bases, or rather this is the front and the back, and this is going to be the flap. We're going to also need yarn. We're going to need a bag chain. We're also going to need a crochet hook. We're going to need D-rings and hooks for the handle. And we're also going to need this magnetic lock. We are going to need a needle and thread. Also, we are going to need fabric. And to start off, I'm going to make a mark where I want to attach the bag lock. This is going to be the front piece. So I marked 2 inches and from the bottom 2 inches. So make sure you center it so that your bag is nice and symmetrical. So I'm going to just use the lock to make marks, and then I'm going to use a razor blade to make small cuts where the lock is going to pass. I'm going to be cutting this material at the back off. If you're interested to get any of these bag bases, contact me, and if you want to make one for yourself, let me know in the comment section down below if you would like a tutorial for how to make these bag bases. So I'm done, and now I'm going to start the crocheting process. I'm going to start here at the bottom. You can start at whatever point you want to. So what I'm going to do right now is just pass the hook through the hole, and for the first one I'm just going to do 1 round, and then for every hole in the bag base I'm going to be doing 2 stitches. Should I say 2 stitches? Like I'm going twice in every hole, if it makes any sense. So do that for the whole circumference of the front part, and when you're done, grab the back and also do the same. So for the end, this is what I do to finish the end. After I'm done doing the stitches, I have to go to the first hole once again, because you remember we did just 1 stitch on the first hole, and then I'm going to bring my crochet hook here and pull the loop through, cut the yarn, and then pass the yarn through the loop, and then sort of make a knot. So here I'm just trying to hide the ends, and once I'm done and the front part is complete, I go ahead and do the same for the back part. And for this one, I'm going to finish like this because I don't want to cut the yarn. I'm going to be continuing on crocheting with the same yarn. So next I'm going to put lining on this side to cover the wrong side, and what I've done right there is just to lay the loose ends down with the hot glue, and I'm going to be applying beads of hot glue and pressing them on this fabric, and then I'm going to cut them. And after I'm done cutting, make sure you leave an allowance for folding. So after I'm done cutting, I'm going to go ahead and stitch around the bag bases. So now we're moving on to the sides of the bag, which is the crochet part. I'm going to start my stitch here, and I'm going to chain 17. So once I'm done, I'm going to grab the other side, and this is how I'm going to place it. The insides should face in each other, and how I like to position my stitches, or where I prefer to start from, is just identify where the center is and count 1, 2, and I'm going to start right there. So I'm going to be placing the crochet hook from this side going in, and then this is how I'm going to be doing the stitching. Pull the yarn through, and for the first 3 stitches we're going to start here, and for the first 3 stitches we're going to be doing chain stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and then for the next 11 stitches we're going to be doing double crochets. And then when we reach towards the end, the last 3 stitches, once again we're going to be doing chain stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. You might want to pay attention on how you turn your work. So when I want to turn my work, this is what I do. I go to the next stitch, which is this one, place my hook through, pull the yarn through, and then turn my work around like that. So you want to make sure that the thread is, or the yarn is that side. So once again we're going to repeat what we did. The first 3 stitches we're going to be doing chain stitches. So 1, 2 and 3, and then the next 11 stitches we're going to be doing double crochets. And then when we reach the end, we are also going to do chain stitches on the last 3 stitches, turn our work around, and so on and so forth. So we're going to repeat that process until we start seeing our bag building up. So as you can see, the shape of the bag is forming. So this is what it looks like at this point. So what you want to do is continue on until you reach the same point at the top. So you're going to count 2 from the middle, and then you're going to stop right there. So this is what we have once we are done completing the crochet part. Now we're going to attach the flap. So for attaching the flap, what I do is the same process that I did on the circumference of the bag bases. So I'm just going to be doing the same stitches that we did at the beginning when we were crocheting the bag bases, the leather part. And then once you get to the end, you're going to turn your work around and then do double crochets. So do that until you reach the end of that row, and then we're going to attach the flap to the bag. So this is the placement. You want to place it like this on the back, and then crochet it onto that part. I'm going to be showing you how I'm crocheting this part as we come to the end of this row. So here's how I'm doing it in real time. I'm just going to do like 2 stitches or 1 stitch. So I just pass it through the stitch on the back base and the stitch on the flap, pass it through like that, and then just like that you're going to be able to join the two pieces together. So I'm going to repeat the same process on the flap. So I'm going to use the lock to make marks and then cut through, put the lock in. And for this part, I'm going to add a rivet just to secure the little strap on top of the flap and make sure that everything stays put. Feel free to use these fasteners if you feel the need to. I personally did not want to use them because I don't want them protruding from this strip that covers that lock. So I'm going to be using my punch, my leather punch, to make a hole, a small hole for the rivet. I had chosen gold rivets, as you can see right there on the side, but I decided to go with silver instead because the hardware on this bag is silver. So here is a silver rivet that I used. So now we are going to go to accessorizing. I'm going to be using these D-rings, which I'm going to be attaching on the side. I'm also going to be using this bag chain. I measured 1 meter and I'm going to be adding bag hooks on either end. And then I'm going to attach that to the D-rings so I had to speed up these parts because the video was becoming too long. But if you want to see these parts that I'm doing right now in slower motion, just make sure to go and watch my other videos on my channel. You'll be able to see me doing them in some of the other bags that I've made. So just like that, our bag is complete, and this is how our Oreo bag looks like. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and until our next one, bye bye.